I, female 36, found out that my husband had been having an affair with this woman for a year. She got pregnant, and my husband wanted to keep it and stay with me after he redeemed himself. And because we wanted kids but couldn't have them, he was able to convince me to give our marriage a second chance to work. Also, since those fertility issues were on my side, I felt guilty for not being able to give him kids. It was really hard for me to adjust, but after I became Adam's legal parent, I felt relieved and like we were all a family. Adam's bio mom disappeared as she wanted nothing to do with him, according to what my husband said. Adam's now a young child. He unfortunately developed a medical condition that is rapidly getting worse. He's at the hospital most of the time, and there isn't much we could do other than keeping his condition stable. He got admitted to the hospital days ago. I'm constantly worried and afraid of losing him all of a sudden after I put so much effort into making the family stable again. 2 days ago, my husband brought up Adam's bio mom and told me that he told her about him being in the hospital. I was shocked when I heard this and infuriated. I told him why he told her. Why was he in contact with her at all? And he said she heard from a mutual friend about Adam and has been begging to come to visit him at the hospital. I blew up at him after he asked to arrange a visit for her and told him that she was never his mom. I was, and her presence will only confuse him and worsen his condition. He told me that she's Adam's bio mom and always will be, and that I was being cruel by denying her a visit. He asked that I consider it, but I refused. Yesterday he came to the hospital and brought her with him. I don't know what I felt when I saw her, but all I can say is that I couldn't handle it. I started telling them to back off. He tried to get me to calm down, but I yelled for security, who eventually escorted both of them because my husband was not backing off. I got inside the room and started crying. I was in full panic mode. I called Mom to come and stay with me, and she stayed there all night. I got home in the morning and my husband was there waiting. He picked an argument with me about how I behaved at the hospital and had me listen to a recording of Adam's bio mom begging me to let her see him. I still refused and blocked all his attempts to get me convinced. I returned to the hospital and he told my family about what had happened. Some are on my side, but others think I'm being unfair and cruel to deny this woman a visit. Am I the idiot for standing my ground? Not the idiot. She abandoned her son years ago. She doesn't get to come back and confuse him now when he's sick. Also, your husband is still in contact with her? The fact that they spoke on the phone and that he brought her to the hospital was completely disrespectful, considering he had an affair with her. Honestly, at this stage, I would consult a divorce lawyer. I would also bring paperwork to the hospital stating you're his adoptive parent and she signed her rights away and that you want her to be put on the block list. She has no rights over him or to see him. I agree with everything you said, but the more I think about it, the more I get a sinking feeling that maybe, just maybe, the bio mom and Adam have already met, and that's why the dad dismissed OP's concern about confusing him. If the husband and bio mom have continued to be in contact, what if the dad just brought the kid along on one of his visits to introduce them and let them hang out together? It sure would keep bio mom on his hook. I wouldn't even put it past that idiot to swear the kid to secrecy so we could meet with this woman. We already know he's a habitual liar and a cheater. I do wonder about that. Given the husband's behavior, I wonder if bio mom just walked away or if she was coerced. OP's not wrong and only has her son's best interest in mind. But once a lawyer's brought on board, it might be a good thing to have the lawyer reach out to bio mom to confirm details, but only because the hubs clearly cannot be trusted at all. And having a family health history from bio mom could be important. But beyond that, it should 100% be up to OP, who has access to her son, even if it means no access. We assume she abandoned him, but we only have the husband's word on that. And why are we trusting anything he says after all this drama? It wouldn't surprise me if the two of them had some agreement in place so we could keep playing happy families with OP while sneaking around behind her back. This whole situation smells suspicious to me. My son just became a pre-tween. He wanted peanut butter cake, so I got him the peanut butter cake. My nephew, a year older, is severely allergic, So I also got a small generic vanilla cake for him and any other kid who may not want the peanut one. The peanut cake was decorated, had candles, etc., and it was the cake the kids saw and is in the pictures. The vanilla cake was small and garden variety. It was in the kitchen, and I cut it up there and took pieces out for the kids who wanted it, about 5 kids out of 20. Most kids at the party were cousins of my son. My husband and I both come from big families, plus some friends. Adults were also there, mostly my siblings and my husband. When my sister saw the peanut cake, she freaked and yelled at me, saying if her son touched the cake, he could die. I told her that I told the kids it was peanut cake and that I have a vanilla one in the kitchen for my nephew. She freaked out and her husband walked her into the house to calm her down. When she came back, the kids were already eating cake. She asked me, "So you're okay with my son dying so that yours can have a cake?" I told her that's absurd, and I'm not getting into it at a kid's party. After the party, she said I'm an inconsiderate idiot for not considering her kid. He could die if he had just a little cake by accident. So, am I the idiot? You are the idiot. It isn't worth the risk, is it? Indeed, you have observed kids at play before. They touch each other, and then those fingers go into their mouths and noses. This isn't rocket science. You are the idiot for not at least warning your family before the party that peanut butter cake was going to be involved, especially since you know a close family member has a deadly allergy. You played Russian roulette with a birthday cake. It was stupid, and you were wrong. I know people that just smell peanut butter and start reacting. Once a friend touched something that was touched by someone who touched a peanut, and he reacted. Allergies are no joke, and this should have been mentioned first, so a solution could be made. You are the idiot. You put your nephew in danger. You could have easily told your son to have the peanut butter cake another day. Instead, you trusted younger children to eat the cake and not cross-contaminate. You could have told her that this was the kind of cake your son wanted, but instead you just blatantly put your nephew into the line of danger, and your sister had to stand there and watch. I would have panicked too. Next time you should maybe think about others. I can't get over the fact that OP would put another child at deadly risk because of cake. This is about as insensitive and selfish as people get, not caring that another person could die with somebody's little mistake, like cross-contaminating the cutlery, or as OP did, by storing the cakes in the same fridge and touching both with unwashed hands. My old assistant was deadly allergic to nuts, and what did we do? We stopped eating nuts in the workplace because her life was worth vastly more than our stupid snacks. Some backstory. I have 3 kids, Daisy, a young teen female, Eva, a teen female, and Dorothy, 25 female. They used to get along great. Then Daisy got a cat for her birthday, and Eva hated him. I think she's scared of him, but she refuses to admit it. So she used it as an excuse not to have much of a relationship with her sister. She's been more distant from the rest of the family in order to distance herself from her sister and her cat. My husband also dislikes the cat, but he doesn't let it affect his relationship with his family. My husband and I were at our friend's birthday party last week. We were supposed to be out late, and Daisy and Eva were home alone. Eva was taking the family dog out, and Daisy's cat was trying to play and was swiping at her feet. Eva called Daisy to get her stupid cat away and told her what the cat was doing. Apparently, Daisy took her time to get there, then laughed, called the cat a good boy, and gave him a treat. Daisy denied it, but it sounds like something she'd do. This sparked an argument between the two, and Eva kept cursing the cat out. She knows this hurts Daisy, and Daisy retaliates by cursing her out. Eva responded by telling Daisy that she doesn't love her and hasn't for a long time. She hates her. She's excited for the day she gets to move out and never speak to her or see her again. This deeply hurt Daisy because family is extremely important to her, and Daisy lives nearby but never asks her to hang out and only speaks to her a couple of times a year, which is already very hard on her. Then to rub salt on the wound, she grabbed a treat, called the cat's name, and threw the treat outside. The cat chased it, and Daisy spent over an hour looking for her cat. Eva called my husband and told him about their argument, and Daisy called me and told me what Eva did with the treat, so we had to leave early. When I got home, I grounded Eva because she escalated the argument by cursing the cat out, then hurt her sister by going on that spiel about how she hates her. But my husband ungrounded her and said that Daisy should be punished for laughing and giving the cat a treat when he was trying to scratch Eva. Daisy asked if anything was going to happen to Eva for what she said and did, and Eva yelled that she meant everything. I told Eva that she ruined my weekend and not to speak to me. My husband took her side and has slept on the couch since, and Eva hasn't spoken to Daisy or me since the argument. Last night I found my husband helping Eva pack and get her important documents out of the safe. When I asked what he was doing, he said Eva would stay with Dorothy. I told him Eva wasn't going anywhere, but he ignored me and went back to packing. Eva's gone now, and my husband is still on the couch. Am I the idiot for telling my daughter not to speak to me? Whoa. You're telling us that the teenage daughters got into a fight, and by the end of the day, your husband aided Eva in packing to go live with her sister, and she left to do so? And there was no summit between the parents to discuss this? It sounds like your daughters communicate with each other as well as you and your husband do, which is to say, not very well. Your family's falling apart. Let go of your pride and start working on this. Until then, you are the idiot. Yes, you are the idiot. Why are your children's relationships with each other and you so fractured? Why is your relationship with your husband so broken? There are much bigger problems in your family than a cat. If you genuinely believe it's all down to the cat, maybe the problem is you. It's not about the cat. Whatever precipitated this situation was brewing for a long time, and it all came to a head that evening. The real truth will come from Dorothy. If Dorothy's not interested in having a relationship with Daisy, then I'm just going to say there's a common thread somewhere. Even when the husband is helping a child pack, there's some favoritism and excuse-making going on in that house. I bet Mom doesn't listen to anybody when it comes to Daisy. One kid is already out of the house at her normal age and not speaking to Mom. Not normal. Now the next one got away, and Dad helped because, as the previous poster said, it's been brewing a long time. Who wants to bet her husband runs out the door next? How much do you want to bet the husband is waiting to file for divorce until either the middle daughter turns 18, so there'll be no chance the middle daughter will have to stay with OP, or the youngest daughter can tell the court she wants to live with OP, so he doesn't have to get custody? Seriously, instead of OP rehoming the cat, OP's husband decided it would be better to rehome Eva. There's a lot to unpack here. They need therapy. The worst part about this is that Daisy will eventually grow up, mature, and realize that her siblings hate her, and OP enabled the situation in the first place. For the past year, my sister's been trying to get pregnant, a journey that I fully support. However, she's been kind of obnoxious about it. She's always bringing up how she might be pregnant. No wine for me, I might be pregnant. I can't keep the fast today, I might be pregnant. I miss sushi, but must abstain because I might be pregnant. She's been pregnant and not pregnant for so long that I'm starting to worry she'll give birth to a cat. Last night I told her about an upcoming trip with my boyfriend and some friends. We're going river rafting, which I've never done before and was excited about. She said, I'd love to try that too, but I can't because I might be pregnant. I got annoyed because we were talking about me for once, and she found a way to make it about her hypothetical pregnancy again. I said, no one invited you. She asked me what my problem was, and I said I was sick of hearing about her hypothetical pregnancy. She said I was immature and left. I feel bad, but also I am so sick of hearing about Schrodinger's pregnancy. Am I the idiot? How? My ribs. Schrodinger's pregnancy? I'm dying. Not the idiot OP. I would go to the Dollar Tree, buy a bunch of pregnancy tests, and every time she said she might be pregnant, hand her a test. Not the idiot, and look out. If she's this crazy now, I can't imagine how attention-starved she'll be if and when she's pregnant. Talk to her maturely about it and see if she can tone it down. Sometimes people get obnoxious over stuff constantly on their mind without being aware of it and can be checked politely by people around them. Oh God, think of the baby shower drama. She will be one of those whose gender reveal party causes property destruction or wildfires. She needs a hobby and to stop trying to make every conversation about her. Going against the grain with "you are the idiot." She is annoying, yes, but it's probably coming from a place of fear and sadness about not getting pregnant quickly. She's trying to speak it into existence and could use some grace right now. Yeah, you don't know what she's going through, and trying to conceive is a very emotionally tumultuous journey, especially when you're young, and for some reason it's just not happening. Everybody's so focused on the witty comments OP's making, not realizing these are real-life people with real-life feelings, and a little empathy goes a long way. Is it worth nuking your relationship with your sister over feeling momentarily annoyed? She's not hurting anyone by having hope. So my half-sister and I have the same dad and different moms. She's a teen, I'm 31. My sister's mom remarried last year, and her husband has 2 daughters, so they're her stepsisters, but not mine. I had planned something for me and my sister, a vacation only for our sisters. About 2 weeks before, her mom called me and asked if I was willing to take her 2 stepsisters. They're teens. She said they haven't been on vacation for a long time. They're really jealous and are giving her a hard time. She can't take them on vacation because their finances are very tight, and it's really unfair to the other kids that my sister gets to go on a vacation right now. I said no, and my reasons were that I don't know these kids. I can't be responsible for them. Also, money-wise, I couldn't double my budget for 2 extra people. This was also something for my sister and me. I wasn't planning on taking 3 kids on vacation. This would completely change the experience. I didn't even take my husband because I wanted it to be just for my sister and me. Anyway, my sister and I had a great time and we're back. Her mom called me again and told me that the other kids were heartbroken because of my actions. I've only met these kids 2 or 3 times. I don't know what was expected of me here. She said I was heartless and mean, and I could have made it work for all of them. She said this would have also gone a long way for my sister to bond with her stepsisters, although I generally expected that that would be her responsibility as their parent. I'm so taken aback by her phone call that I'm questioning whether I've been the idiot in this situation. Am I the idiot for refusing to take all 3 of them? Not the idiot. Here, take my kids on vacation. Pay for it yourself because I can't afford it, and take responsibility for 2 extra teenagers while you're at it. That's absurd. Your sister is your sister. Her stepsisters are kids you've known for like a year. Of course you shouldn't be expected to pay to take teenagers you hardly know on vacation. If OP's sister's mom offered to pay for the other 2 kids to go, it would be less unreasonable, but it would still be 100% reasonable for OP not to want to take these near strangers on vacation. I don't know what world OP's sister's mom lives in where a person would take kids half her age who she's met once or twice on vacation and pay for it herself. This is your vacation, not free babysitting. You did a wonderful thing for your half-sister, but you did not have any obligation to do it, and you certainly have no obligation to do it for someone you've barely met. That's basically like me going down to my random next block neighbor and telling them they should be taking my children on vacation. Just wow.